Recently, there's been a whole lot of discussion about job security and job scarcity all over social media, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, etc. There's been a lot of videos as well about how people can't find jobs and pretty much people are just jobless. And I think based off the statistics, it's true. There are a lot of people that are jobless. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's only going to grow more and more, especially with AI and just the fact that people are lazy in the first place. You know, let's not act like a lot of people aren't just lazy. There's jobs out there that people can work. People just don't want to work them for whatever reasons, whether they might not pay enough or they can't put their ego and pride to the side and work a quote unquote low level job, I guess you could say, whether it's cleaning toilet, whatever it is. That's true. A lot of people are lazy. They don't want to work jobs that they don't want to work. And I get that. If you don't want to work somewhere or do something that you don't want to do, don't do it. But at the end of the day, if you have to do it, if you need to put food on your table, whether it's for you or your family, you need to suck it up and just do what you got to do at the end of the day. And so also as well, a big thing that's happening is AI. AI is obviously taking over. We all know it's coming. We all know that it's not going to stop. It's just like the .com bubble. It's just like when COVID hit and people had to start getting remote jobs. And the backfire to that, or the con of that, is that now AI is taking over in a sense. AI is taking over a lot of remote jobs. It's taking over a lot of even physical labor jobs like retail jobs and cleaning jobs. I've seen literally a robot cleaning the floor at Kroger. And you see robots are taking over. There are literally automated McDonald's already being manufactured and being placed across the country already and across the world and things of that nature. And so we all know that it's here and it's here to stay. Nothing we can do about it. And so since we know that that's a reality, instead of complaining, how about we find an alternative venture? How about we find an alternative course, an alternative path, instead of complaining about how, oh man, this job is so hard to get a job and this company won't hit me back. And in the third, stop looking for a job. And how about we start trying to make careers? And this is what this video is really about. And while there is a huge unemployment, while the unemployment rate is rising at an all-time high, there's also a need for tradesmen, which is exactly what this video is about. I want to encourage you guys to get trades. How about instead of trying to look for jobs at Walmart, Target, McDonald's, places that are not calling you back, places that don't necessarily need you, how about you go somewhere where your services are actually needed, where you can get paid to learn, and on top of that, you could have a skill that could be used to start your own business, where you could eventually move anywhere across the world and always have job security. Find you a trade, guys. This is what this video is, like I said, about. I don't want to make it too long because it's pretty simple. The solution to unemployment and jobs not hitting you back is learning a skill, getting a trade. Instead of trying to find or complain about how these jobs ain't hiring folk, learn a skill where these jobs will literally hire you. These corporate places, they need commercial HVAC done. They need electricians. They need plumbers. Everybody needs a plumber. Everybody needs an electrician. Everybody needs heating and cooling in their home. So how about you learn one of those skills and put it to some good use and take advantage of it? Because the baby boomers from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they're about to retire soon. And the trades, they need young people. But for some reason, people in my generation don't want to work hard. And that's when we go back to being lazy. A lot of people don't want to put their pride to the side and don't want to work as a cashier. They don't want to work and do hard manual labor because we're so lazy. We want to be able to do nothing and get paid a lot of money. We want to literally be able to just sit on our ass all day, be on our phones and get paid. If that's the case, become a content creator. But it's so hard to do that because content creation has gotten so saturated, streaming, things of that nature, where it's difficult for you to build. I'll be honest, it's actually not. It's actually a lot easier now to make a lot of money from the internet. But people don't even want to do that either. People don't even want to do that at all. People, they say they want to do this, that, and the third. And people are on their phones 24/7, but they're not making any type of money from it. Or here's another thing too. How about you learn another skill where you can use your phone to make money by being a day trader, by learning how to invest? But people don't want to do that either. It all leads back to being lazy at the end of the day. People don't want to do work. It's going to take money to make money. It's going to take some time to make money as well. And so people literally want a job that's going to pay them $30 an hour where they can sit on their ass and do nothing. That's not going to work out. It's not going to happen like that. And then the jobs that are not hitting you back, fuck them. Start your own career again. Join the trades. There are companies that will pay you fresh out of high school, $30 an hour. There are companies that will literally pay you to learn because there is a huge need for it. Because, like I said, the older generation is starting to leave. They're starting to retire. So they need people to fill those seats. They need people to take those positions. And so my generation, wake up. We are that generation. We need to be taking those positions. This could be your way out. This can be your ticket out of the hood. This could be your ticket to some easy, I ain't gonna say easy money, but this could be your ticket to learning a skill. And then you getting licensed and then being able to use that license to start your own business. And then you making 6 figures a year, 500,000 a year. You could potentially make $1 million a year depending on how you scale your business. I don't see why a lot of people my age and my generation are not taking that route more often. I did, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad that I took that route. I'm grateful for everything that joining the trade has gotten me. The skills, the opportunities, the people that I've met. It's been nothing but a blessing. And I'm beyond grateful for it. So that's what I want to encourage y'all to do. Look into trying to find a trade. And especially if you don't want to go to college, because a lot of people, my generation is starting to rebel from college because we're starting to see that college might not be that useful unless you want to be a lawyer or a doctor or you want to play sports or you want to go into the medical field. But other than that, a lot of people go into college to do business. And it's like, yeah, I guess, like I said, I'm not knocking nobody hustle. You can go to college to learn how to run a business, but there are literally people starting businesses, successful businesses, without going to college with no type of degree. And so I'm not going to say it's pointless, but you don't have to necessarily use your resources, time and money, and put that into a college degree to learn how to start up a clothing line or learn how to start up a drop shipping business, whatever the case might be. And so, just join the trade. There's a huge need for it. Find local trade businesses, whether it's HVAC companies, electrician companies, plumber companies, and call them up. Ask them, hey, you guys got apprentice classes coming up? Or there are literally schools, their school is probably in your city or in your state that will literally pay you to learn, or you might have to pay some money to learn, but then you can use those skills to join businesses and work your way up the food chain. I'm not going to say you automatically going to start making 6 figures a year or 80,000 a year. No, you're going to have to work your way up. But at least you got some job security because you learned a skill that's always going to be needed. Always. No matter what type of economic situation the world is in, people are always going to want some electricity. People are always going to want some hot water. People are always going to want a cold or hot house, depending on if it's summer or wintertime. So why not learn that skill? Why not learn one of those skills? You can either become a welder too. You could become a carpenter. There's always going to be a need for houses. Always. Everybody too busy trying to learn how to be a Twitch streamer or a content creator or a rapper or a basketball player or a football player, when those spots are not necessarily limited. But it's getting more difficult as time goes on. No, actually, becoming a basketball player or a football player, those spots are definitely limited. But we need mechanics, we need HVAC technicians, we need electricians, we need plumbers. And that don't necessarily mean that you lower level than a Twitch streamer because you might not be making as much money as them. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you can use that skill and eventually start up your own business. So why not take advantage of that when there is literally a growing need for this? That's why companies are literally paying people fresh out of high school $30 to $40 an hour to learn these skills because there is a huge need for them. Huge. So why not take that route? And there's so many different trades that you might not like one, but you might like another one. And that's why I recommend doing your research on each one, learning the pros, the cons of each one, and then literally figuring out, hey, do I want to go this route or that route? And I promise, dog, you're going to be happy with whatever trade that you pick, whatever trade that your soul desires, whatever trade that your life takes you. Because at the end of the day, a skill is going to get you way farther than a degree. No, I mean, like, a skill And in a trade at this point in time in life is going to get you way farther than a degree in becoming an artist. I'm gonna be 100% real, bro. AI is taking over so much shit where it's like even artist jobs are hanging by a thread. Whether you a musician, a painter, or a sculptor, whatever musicians are AI is taking that shit over. Even tech jobs. AI is even taking over a lot of IT jobs and cybersecurity jobs. Or try to find you something that's either centered around AI or something that's in the form of a trade, because these jobs are going to be the future. I promise you, bro. You're hearing, if you have not heard it before, you're hearing it from me now. Find you something that AI cannot take over, or either find you something that works on AI so that you can always have job security, because that's the way that the world is going. The same way when the .com bubble came and internet came out and remote jobs started becoming, the cycle is going to continue. But something that has never went away is trades. So that's something that's always been needed since the beginning of time. We've always needed people, or men, also women as well. Women can also join trades. We always needed houses. We always needed toilets, some type of working sewage system. My bad for my speaking. Sewage system. We always needed some type of electricity, some type of heating and cooling. So you need to be getting into one of those fields if you don't know what to do. Especially if you in one of your last few years of high school and you necessarily don't want to go to college and you're like, damn, what I'm about to do? Fucking you working at a job like Target or something like that, and you're like, damn, am I finna just be working here forever until I stumble upon a job? Nah, until you get and then what happens is you start working at a warehouse job, and then that warehouse job get boring, and you start hating I ain't gonna say hating your life, but you start just be like, man, this warehouse shit, you start feeling like, damn, this warehouse shit is getting very old. And so then what ends up happening is, what happens next? You start literally just like going to the job when it's like you can get a career where you can get your own work van, and you can meet a lot of different people, and you learn a skill, and you got job security. But like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. Again, join the trade, as they are needed. We need more people in the field, please. But until next time, talk to y'all boys again, man.